understand that. I thought the same thing, like, oh, then it's a free for all and there's no boundaries and there's no priority. But for me, it's like, ooh, once I find someone I feel so committed to, I don't like, that's set, that's good. And then I have these other experiences that actually nurture that. So I was told if I had outside sexual activities, once I'm in a marriage or in a partnership, it would tear apart the relationship. Based on how I'm wired, when I have outside sexual activities with other people, it actually makes me fall more in love with my person. No one told me that. And I thought I was crazy, but that's how I'm wired. It like brings something alive and it makes me want to gush love on my person. And it's the exact opposite of what I was taught.
So is your dude cool with sharing you with other dudes?
Yeah. We do women right now.
Okay. So it wouldn't be with other men, just women?
Not yet.
And why is that?
So the way we do it is we want to be very intentional about how we do it, because the most important relationship that matters is us. So it's not a free for all. So for the first part, it was just us. We built our foundation, we put our roots down, and then we reached a point where like, let's start having other experiences. And we would just do one, and then we'd reflect on it, talk, communicate. Was any boundary crossed? How do we feel? And we found that it actually brought us closer together.
Wait, do you guys have threesomes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So the threesomes with the other woman, so you and another girl, and then him brought you guys closer together.
Yes. And even my own. So because I'm on OnlyFans, I make content with girls. So I have sex with girls for my work.
Oh, you do OnlyFans?
Mm-hmm. And that also brings us closer together. I had these amazing experiences, and I come home and I tell all about the things, and like I feel alive and energized.
And did you say you were a mother?
Yes.
And okay, I have to ask.
Yeah.
How old are your kids?
7, 10, 12.
And because I went to school there was a guy, his mom drove a pink Hummer and she was a porn star, right? And everybody dogged on him because, and like it sucked for him and I felt really bad. Do you think that your kids would be affected at some point with like the fact that you did OnlyFans?
No, so my kids are very educated at their age appropriate level, but I've asked my teen boys how they feel, and I was like, do you ever get picked on by your friends? And they said, no. Why would we even have friends like that?
So their friends don't even know?
They know.
They know?
They do know, and they don't care.
What about other kids at school?
These are the kids at school that know.
Well, I mean, like your kids have friends, and then there's other kids that they're not friends with.
I mean, my little kids, I don't think their friends know, but as they get older, their friends know, because I'm friends with their moms or their dads or their families. And so it becomes knowledge, and they're just like, cool. And then some of my kids are like, here's how you can make more money. You should try this on Twitch. You should do this. Like they actually like help me, and they
little Gen Zers or
like they're just so open-minded. They don't have the stigma and the judgment that I was raised with.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Earlier in the conversation, you made the statement, if I recall correctly, you put it, as long as you're at peace with your morality, that's what matters, right? Do you think that this kind of sexuality would be sustainable if it was like all across our society, like if everybody operated this way?
I think a lot of people do operate this way. They just do it in secret or behind backs.
Yep, on accident.
Or on accident versus...
What do you think the percentage is? Like more than 10%, less than 10%?
I'd say well over 50.
Oh yeah, the people
you think it's well over 50%?
I think it's well over 50% of people that
do
would
what?
That would rather cheat on their spouse than be openly polyamorous with them and open the lines of communication.
I'm calling cap on that. I don't think it's more
than
than 50%.
There was actually a study done where 70% of men have cheated on their wives at one point or another.
So but I think 70% would drag a number up. I think 50 is probably a little high.
I think a big thing,
way
high.
a big reason
Maybe.
I think it's been...
At least
I think it's way high.
At least in the generation that I am in.
Yeah, your generation maybe.
For sure. We're all...
Well, this was...
But also like your social circle, like of my friends, like most of my friends, they're not interested in doing that.
So this was
I can understand
this
that.
was in part by design, because the sexual revolution happened right in the 60s and the 70s, and there was this sexologist named Alfred Kinsey.
Let's go.
I don't know if anyone has heard of him, but he's kind of known as the godfather or the grandfather of sexology today. And so his ideology has really influenced a lot of sex ed today and a lot of behavior today. And so what he did, he wanted to prove that everybody was sexually deviant, was the term at the time, sexually deviant. They weren't in monogamous relationships, or if they were, they'd lie, and they were in swinger culture and other kinds of relationships. And he wanted to mainstream this idea because he wanted to break down the natural family, single mother, single father, together, married together, and with children. Yeah. And so what he ended up doing is he created social data, research data, and he would actually survey prison populations for their sexual experiences And he would use that and claim that this was representative of the entire population. So actually, he would ask, interview convicts or have people interview convicts and who were involved in all kinds of dark stuff. And they would share, we've been obviously in bestiality, rape, or we've been involved in having many different partners. And then he said, this is representative of, so 70% or 80% of Americans, he claimed, are involved in swinger culture or polyamory behind closed doors. But he was lying, is the thing. But
so you're telling me that stat she just referenced is total BS?
I don't know exactly where you got that stat, but I think it might be a Kinseyan stat because a lot of his statistics kind of created the groundswell for that mentality. And then the problem is it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So if everybody thinks, it's normal to have sex with a ton of different people, it's normal to not be monogamous, it's actually good to not be monogamous, right? That's the message of society tells you. It's good to, porn is good, sleeping around is good, sex is not a big deal. Then it kind of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because more and more people get sexualized and get, start down that path. And unfortunately in our society too, a lot of young girls, I heard what you shared, Kirsten, right? Mm-hmm. It's horrible. Like with that guy, it's ridiculous, right? But he was probably watching porn, right? So he's being trained by his pornography to treat you like an object. He didn't even talk to you about it. He just did this gross thing to you and you're like, what the heck? You walk out, right? But he was trained by porn to do that. That's not normal. Like a little boy doesn't grow up and become that naturally as a man. He's trained to think and become deviant and messed up.
I disagree because if you're gay, you're going to want it in the ass. And as a woman, I love pegging. And I didn't learn that from porn. It's a desire I had. It's like, I wish I had a dick sometimes. And if I don't, I'm going to buy one. So to say that that's like to say it only comes from porn is like such a.
When did you first realize you wish you had a dick sometimes?
Probably since I was little. I've always been very sexual and have always wanted to fuck most people with two legs. Like I just am drawn to having sex. And in my 20s, maybe late 20s, I think the curiosity was there. And I didn't watch porn in my 20s. I was a Christian in a monogamous marriage, but I had this desire. And I was afraid of it. And then I learned that this is actually a common desire. And I fulfilled it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. It resonates with me and it brings me pleasure. It brings my people pleasure that I do this to. But outside of it, it's easy to judge and be like, ew, weird, gross, wrong. But inside, it's been amazing for me and the people that we participate in.
But if you are happy having sex with the person you're having sex with, right? Yeah. What is the difference between you having sex with that person, you having sex with a different person? Why do you feel the need to have sex with everybody?
It's not a need, it's a desire. And I think it's learning that it's okay to have desires. It's okay if they're not mainstream. It's if it's between consenting adults, do what you want. That's the thing. No one's being harmed here. No one's being coerced. No one's being manipulated. It's I desire this. Do you desire this? Yes. Great. We're all on the same page.
Here's a question. Do you think all desires should be acted on? All sexual desires?
Nope. And so that's a common accusation. It's then you're gonna bestiality is always thrown in there, which is so ridiculous.
Can we not talk about bestiality?
Oh yeah, sorry, can't say that.
Avoid that conversation.
But they say people then assume it's all desire. It's no, it's checking in and asking. And what I teach in my life coaching is the difference between surface desires and soulful desires. What's a surface desire of God, what feel really good right now is eating an entire package of Oreos, dunking them in milk, and watching TV for 5 hours. That might feel really good right now, but my soulful desire is just to feel good, not feel gross in about 5 hours. So it's checking beneath that desire. And so for me, I was always afraid of my sexual desires. What does this mean about me? Am I a cheater? Am I going to hurt someone? I'm I'm just a very sexual person who gets a lot of pleasure and connection out of sex. That's actually a gift I bring. When I have sex with you, it's amazing. I bring my whole self to the table. And I've had people tell me, I've never had something like that. I've never been given pleasure like that. And to know that I could fulfill that for you, that's an honor.
So I want to go back to my original question.
Yeah.
If everybody had this same set of moralities across the table throughout our whole society, how quickly do you think it would take for things to completely fall apart?
I don't think that would ever happen. First of all,
you don't think that would ever happen?
No, and because I think
you don't think.
Hold on, Chase, one second.
Oh yeah.
If you guys curse in these, it doesn't trigger the robot voice. Wait,
let's
what?
pull it back up and read it.
Yeah, I'll pull it back up. I don't know why this one came over it, but what the frick? Hold on, I'm re-triggering it right now. What is going on? Yo, Bad ZXC, thank you for the 200. Just when I thought the...
$200. Just when I thought the depravity could not get any lower in modern women. All I can say is you can only impress me at this point. Old 304, you think your kids aren't about to get the soul bullied out of them because of your